The Grand Alliance fleet had finally captured a human vessel. After months of pursuit across 3 star systems, the most feared species in the quadrant had been cornered. 6 human crew members were now prisoners aboard the Alliance flagship, the Eternal Vigilance *. Commander Vex studied the humans through the observation window. They appeared deceptively ordinary, soft-skinned, no visible armor, claws, or fangs. Yet these creatures hailed from a planet with crushing gravity, deadly radiation, extreme temperature variations, and air thick with corrosive oxygen. A death world. Begin the interrogation, Vex ordered. I want to understand their weaknesses. Lieutenant Rill, the ship's cultural specialist, suggested a different approach. Commander, perhaps we could observe them in their natural behaviors first. We've prepared a room resembling their habitat based on scans of their vessel. Vex considered this. Intelligence on humans was sparse. The few Alliance species who had encountered them returned with tales of incredible resilience and resourcefulness. Proceed, he said finally. The humans were escorted to a chamber outfitted with salvaged equipment from their ship. Among the items was a cooking station, complete with heating elements and various implements recovered from their galley. What are they doing? Vex asked, watching through monitors as the humans examined the room. They appear to be preparing food, Rill replied, adjusting the translator to catch their conversation. One human, Tom, had taken charge. They've given us a kitchen. Let's cook something to keep our spirits up. Another human, Jack, rummaged through the supplies. There's some of that meat we had in storage. And look, they even included our spices. The Alliance observers watched intently as the humans began their food preparation. What happened next would haunt many of the watchers for cycles to come. Tom grabbed what appeared to be plant matter and began violently dismembering it with a metal blade, separating leaves from stems and reducing everything to tiny pieces with practiced efficiency. Jack placed a metal container on the heating element and added a golden liquid that began to emit smoke almost immediately. Are they creating a weapon? One of the junior officers whispered. Rill shook his head uncertainly. Our scans detected no explosive compounds, yet. The third human, Lisa, unwrapped a package containing the flesh of an animal. Without hesitation, she began slicing it into pieces, her blade moving with practiced precision. The other humans showed no revulsion at this display. Commander Vex's exoskeleton tightened involuntarily. They handled dead flesh with their bare appendages. The humans' casual attitude toward the deceased animal tissue disturbed even the most hardened Alliance warriors. On most civilized worlds, the processing of nutritional matter was handled by automated systems to avoid contamination and respect the once-living organisms. But the true horror was yet to come. Tom took the dismembered plant matter and threw it into the sizzling oil. The plants immediately began to scream. At least, that's how the aliens interpreted the loud hissing and popping sounds. The humans appeared unaffected by this audio assault, continuing their preparation by adding colorful powders to the mixture. Those are chemical agents, the ship's science officer reported, analyzing the airborne particles. Capsaicin compounds that cause severe pain responses in most sentient nervous systems. The humans were cooking with pain-inducing chemicals. When Lisa threw the animal flesh into another heated container, the sizzling sound intensified. The meat began to change color, its surface blackening in places. Smoke rose from the cooking surface, setting off minor alarms in the observation room. They're burning it, Rill exclaimed, deliberately applying heat to denature the proteins and caramelize the sugars. Is it some kind of ritual desecration? Asked another officer. The humans continued their bewildering process, adding more pain-inducing powders, manipulating the cooking implements to flip and stir the burning ingredients. The entire room filled with strong aromas that forced several Alliance members to activate their respiratory filters. When the humans finally finished their preparation and began to eat, several observers had to look away. The humans used metal implements to tear apart the cooked materials before placing them directly into their oral cavities, where strong acids and grinding mechanisms would further break down the food. They were smiling, enjoying it. Incredible, Vex muttered. They consume other life forms that have been deliberately exposed to high heat, treated with pain-inducing compounds, and they derive pleasure from it. One of the humans, Dave, noticed the observation camera and raised his eating utensil in a casual salute. If they're watching, they should join us. We've made plenty. The invitation sent several junior officers backing away from the monitors. A species that evolved on a death world wouldn't just adapt to survive, Rill theorized quietly. Their entire biology, their culture, everything would be shaped by constant threat. What looks like casual food preparation to them reveals much about their nature. Commander Vex had seen enough. These humans don't just survive hardship. They deliberately seek it out, even in something as basic as sustenance. The final shock came when one human, Maria, produced a small container filled with a brown paste. "Is that chocolate?" she asked excitedly. "Indeed it is," replied Tom with a smile. "I was saving it for a special occasion." The Alliance members watched in stunned silence as the humans eagerly consumed a substance that contained theobromine, a compound toxic to at least 40% of Alliance species. That evening, Commander Vex called an emergency meeting with the fleet admirals. The humans must be released immediately, he advised, and all hostilities ceased. On what grounds? Demanded Admiral Cora. Vex's compound eyes dimmed slightly. We observed 6 unarmed humans transform basic organic matter into a preparation that would qualify as biological warfare on most Alliance worlds, and they did it for enjoyment. This was not weaponry, it was their evening meal. The message spread quickly through Alliance space. The species from Earth didn't just survive on a death world. They had embraced it, incorporated its dangers into their daily lives, and called it cooking. The humans were released the next cycle with their ship fully restored and an official peace treaty awaiting their signature. As they departed, Tom turned to Lisa with a puzzled expression. "Was it something we said?" Lisa shrugged. "I think it was the hot sauce."